Now, Storm Watch 12 weather with meteorologist Josh Culbreath.
Welcome back to News Watch 12 midday, and we're taking another look at some of the snow falling in Yreka. These are little tiny drops, which means that I think there's a little bit of dry air getting entrained there in the Shasta Valley. But we still have this winter weather advisory that's in place for the west side valleys of Jackson and Josephine County. This runs until 1 p.m. this afternoon. And then for the Cascades and Siskiyous, this runs until 10 p.m. this evening. So for the Cascades and Siskiyous, it's for the threat of snow in addition to the freezing rain. But for the west side valleys, it's exclusively for the freezing rain threat. But I think that threat is starting to come to an end just because we have temperatures that are now getting above freezing. So some of that freezing rain is likely beginning to melt on the roadways. Temperatures over on the east side, they're in the 20s and 30s for west side valleys, 46 degrees there along the coast in Brookings. Here's that little batch of snow that we're observing right now in Siskiyou County. That's what you were looking at in Yreka. And coverage of all of this is going to become a lot more expansive later in the day. So we'll put this into motion, and into the afternoon, into the evening, you can see some of this starting to get into the Klamath Basin, into the Great Basin. And watch what happens to this purple color right here in the Klamath Basin. It kind of dissipates and disappears as we head into the late evening, into the wee hours of the morning, and that's because snow levels are going to be rising during that time frame. And it's mainly just going to be rain left over for Wednesday morning. A few showers left over in the mid-morning, but then after that, I think we should be dry come time for lunchtime on Wednesday. Here's some of those projected rainfall totals through Wednesday morning, and the water equivalent of the snow up in the Cascades is going to equal to an inch and a half, so pretty beneficial rainfall. Then along the coast, maybe we could get up to an inch there, but definitely less lucky within our west side valleys and over on the east side. Snow levels, like I mentioned, they are going to be pretty up there for this time of the year. Starting out around 1,500 feet, which is right on the cusp of the Rogue Valley. So Medford, Phoenix, Jacksonville could be on the bubble of rain versus snow. Probably not anymore, given that this graphic was for 10 in the morning. But Yreka, the elevation there is 2,500 feet, so we know that snow levels are that low right now. But then later in the day, raising up to 4,000 feet, and then eventually all the way up to 5,500 to 6,000 feet. So those projected snowfall totals are going to be the most substantial up in those elevations above 5,500 feet, so places like Diamond Lake and Crater Lake, but less substantial and less impactful totals in those lower elevations. So like the Shasta Valley over on the east side, any of those locations would be lucky to eke out a trace to an inch of snow. So those passes, they're going to look a little rough for today, but then as we dry out into Wednesday, roadway conditions should improve. But then we have another storm system for late Thursday into Friday, and it looks like we'll have to deal with another bout of wintry weather for that one, although snow levels are looking a little bit higher for that go round. So for today, widespread rain and snow, but those snow levels going up, up, and up, and that'll continue overnight. And again, tracking a couple different storm systems for the next couple of days. This one for late Thursday and Friday. High snow levels with that one, even higher snow levels for the storm system that we're tracking for Christmas Eve. And just keep in mind that models are having a really tough time making heads or tails of this pattern over the next 7 days. So there's still a lot to be desired with this forecast. Here's your 7-day forecast for the coast. Rain looking likely today, then several chances for rain and, just rain and thunderstorms, I meant to say, there along the coast over the next 7 days. And then for Siskiyou County, here's where we have a chance for rain and snow for today. Then I think it's mainly just going to be rain after that, with snow levels going up for these subsequent storm systems. For the Klamath Basin, I think maybe we have a small chance for some wintry stuff on Thursday, but then after that, I think it's mainly going to be rain. Also, it's probably going to be rain for this weakened storm system for the Cascades and Siskiyous, which is bad news. We don't want rain falling over an existing snowpack. That'll promote localized flooding and the snowpack to melt. And then for the Rogue Valley, I think it's mainly going to be rain after this, and look how mild we get for Christmas weekend, up into the mid-50s.